Afghanistan's economy collapsed last year and thousands fled after US and other forces withdrew and the Islamist Taliban took over the country. Ahead of a key donor conference set to take place this month, the United Nations said on Tuesday that the dire humanitarian situation in Afghanistan should not be forgotten as the world's attention is focused on the conflict in Ukraine.
The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees said on Tuesday that the dire humanitarian situation in Afghanistan should not be forgotten as the world attention is focused on the conflict in Ukraine ahead of a key donor conference set to take place this month. During a visit to the Afghan capital, UN High Commissioner Filippo Grandi said that the war in Ukraine and the ensuing refugee crisis was rightly the focus of global attention, but added the international community could not afford to neglect Afghanistan.
The entire attention of the world is focused on Ukraine and, by the way, on the refugee crisis that the Ukraine war is producing, and rightly so, because it's big, it's serious. I thought it was important to pass the message that other situations which also require political attention and resources should not be forgotten and neglected, especially Afghanistan.
The war-torn country's economy collapsed last year and thousands fled after US and other foreign forces withdrew. The Islamist Taliban took over the country. Afghanistan has around 3.4 million people displaced within the country, according to UN figures, and around 2.6 million refugees outside the country. Thousands were evacuated from the country in the wake of the fall of Kabul to Taliban in August.
این 80 خانه مکتب نداره، کلینیک نداره و آب نداره. دیگه مشکلات از نگاه صحت و خودتان میفهمه که بیادر گلی مردم مطلق زیر خط فقر زندگی میکنه.
For those left behind, the economic situation is dire, with roughly 23 million people experiencing acute hunger and 95% of population not eating enough food, according to the UN.